Hey, what's going on, Chess Fanatics? Hope everyone is doing well. It is currently Sunday. Here to play some chess. I don't know. Feel like haven't been playing super well as of late. Currently rated 1754, so a win would put us into the 1760s. I'd feel not too bad, I'll say. We're gonna just click play, see who we get today. Opponent 1781 out of France, and we will open up with good old d4. Now, I gotta remember to play the accelerated. Usually I'll play knight to f3 first, but for people who play King's Indian, it does allow me to play a Jabava, which I wouldn't play otherwise in general. I typically only use it to quickly advance the h-pawn and crack open the king side. Okay, so we'll, offer a trade. Opponent's not interested in that. We're gonna just castle. We're gonna play h3. Okay, so first we'll make some left. People love to just push on with c4. Don't think it's great, but yeah, a lot of people still do it. So now we'll ask the bishop what it's doing. Okay, so it's going back. If we push it out here, takes, opens up. I mean, we could be a little bit weak on the dark squares in the future, so we will avoid that. And instead, we'll just continue with our development. Knight b to d2, very typical in these structures. We have a pretty good setup now. I think what we can do is maybe even just look to expand on the queen side. Maybe we'll see if we can play e4 as well, but if our opponent, takes, we'll take back with the e-pawn. Just opening this up, we'll get the rook out. Okay, so we got a couple more developing moves. Can probably bring the rook over to the c file potentially. Okay, so that opens things up for us. Okay, so just change off the dark square bishop. What do we do? So if we go here, we pretty much have to take if they play h6. Although, you know, maybe if we have some dark square weaknesses in the future, now we can expand and maybe not have those weaknesses. So if we expand here, takes, we'll see how we would open up. Probably should take with h-pawn, but does this work? Here, here, here. No, it doesn't because knight can take, obviously. Okay, so let's just make an improving move. So the c3 pawn is weak, but I feel like we can protect it. And taking some space here is probably not terrible. Okay, so we'll just get out of the pin. There's probably some better moves, but this is not really doing much of anything at this point, and now we're putting some pressure on the h7 pawn. Not a brilliant strategy by any stretch, but at least this gets us out of that pin. And now we could have ideas of bringing the knight into f5. Yeah, he wants to sack. A good thought, but if takes, we still have this covered. And as such, we can just kind of back away as well. Eliminate that threat entirely. Oh, we dropped a pawn though. Not ideal. Oh, we didn't drop a pawn. What am I talking about? I was envisioning the position where the knight had already sacked, and man, I really need this coffee. Okay, so we'll take with the pawn. We will take with the knight. Now, we'll trade off one set. Okay, so he's putting pressure on c3. So we could just push it. So take. You know, maybe there's a big exchange here. If takes, if we were able to reroute our knight to e3, I think I'd be okay with that. Because we would take with the knight because the bishop will defend it, the queen defends the bishop, and it seems like a simple line of play. Okay, so opponent pushes. We have this square currently taken away. So he's got a passer, but we have a 3-on-2 here. And we have this well blockaded. What if I just, this might be insane. Let's just go for it. I don't think any of the sacks work. Should I pre-move it just in case? Yeah. Great. So knight takes. Now we will come up here, keep everything nicely protected. We will apply pressure to the d4 pawn if we can. Try and get our rook into the game as well. Okay, I'm not sure. Guess gonna be potentially an intense endgame. So he's attacking here. What if I take attacking the queen? Okay, so we get some tempo here. Now we can maybe look to reroute into d6. That would be feeling like a good night. Although could be, well, f4 is probably bad. Because we can just be kicked at any time. And while it would open up this diagonal, not that diagonal, this diagonal here, may not be the best. Okay, so he's looking to just trade off. So it takes. Okay, so takes, knight takes, b5. We can try and get c7 potentially. I can get the king over. I don't know. This is a tough end game. I mean, I could come over here and then, yeah, but then he can push the pawn. Okay. Now here is the question. Do we blockade this or do we just make our own threats? So here, push, here, take. Okay, we're going to just blockade. Is he going to take? So here. Okay, push here. I mean, I don't want to drop this. Okay, do I just get the... Okay, I got to play way quicker. Just try and create some problems. Attack a pawn. He could push. Really got to speed up the play. Okay, let's watch for forks, of course. Now what about this check here? Okay, I just got to get the king up and play way quicker. This is going to be a close one. Trying to keep him boxed out here. Yeah, it's a good move. Not a lot of time to figure this out. Boy, we're running out of time. And I lost. Yeah. Okay. Not great, guys. Not great. Let's take a look at the review. I mean, 90% versus 93. Our opponent played incredibly well. Hard fought battle. This is the thing. The games are just super consistent, I find, to the point where, it's difficult to get an advantage in some scenarios. Let's take a dive in here, though. So, all theory. Nothing unusual. Yeah, this is all good. So we do have an advantage. I blew it with g4. It's just saying play c5. So we take. Now, eventually I do play c5. But it's too late. What does it want? Oh, it wants a4. Just to clamp down on b6 and probably ensure that this isn't hanging so I can get the rook active, I bet. That would make sense. Okay, so I'm glad that this was good. We were able to blockade. Black is worse now. How did I blow this? Pushed the wrong pawn. I mean, I thought of moving the rook, but what did I miss? So now I'm just worse. I mean, if I had more time, I feel like obviously it would have been a end game that I could draw, but the second I made that trade, I knew it was going to be a loss, but I had no time on the clock, so I had to try and do something to liquidate. I don't think there was a scenario where I was going to get a draw, so you know, that's a bit frustrating. If I played quicker, could have avoided this, but I didn't. So there we go. Time troubles. Gotta pick up the pace, guys. That's what I got for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.